Hey everyone, certified high performance coach Michelle Weimer here with you today for Wednesday Wisdom. Welcome back and Happy New Year. I took a break for the holidays. I hope you found some time to take a break and enjoy time with your family as well. But we're back and back in the swing of things. My family's all gone back to work and school, and so have I. And so here we are. So, of course, this time of the year, everybody's talking about resolutions. What are your New Year's resolutions? What are your goals? You know what? And I mean, this year, even more than the normal year, this is the start of a new decade, right? So we're not just starting a new year, we're starting a new decade. And that carries with it, a powerful punch. It's like, wow, how far have I come in the last 10 years? And where am I going to be in the next 10? It's exciting and it's a little bit scary to think about at times, right? So, today, what we're going to be talking about is we're going to be talking about those resolutions because that's what everybody's talking about, New Year's resolutions, New Year's resolutions. But the fact of the matter is, most people, they'll set a resolution and then within about 3 weeks, they've kind of drifted back into their old patterns and their old habits. And if you can relate to that, raise your hand now. Like, I get it, I've done it myself, but there's a reason why resolutions don't always stick. And so in particularly, what I want to talk about today is the difference between a resolution and a goal. And oftentimes people use those terms interchangeably. Oh, what are your resolutions for this year? What are your goals for this year? But they are different. And so I'm going to tell you about a couple of the main differences and why it matters. And then we'll talk some more from there. So let me just start with explaining to you a couple of those main differences between resolutions and goals. So first of all, resolutions are usually general or broad and kind of vague. So for example, you might say, oh, I want to get healthy this year, or I want to work on my relationships this year, or I want to have financial freedom this year. And those are great. Nothing wrong with that, but they're pretty broad, right? They're pretty general, they're pretty vague, and they don't really have a plan with them. Now, a goal is something that's much more specific. A goal is something that has usually, a very measurable piece. So when you say I want to get healthy, well, what does that really mean? Like, how do you measure being healthy? And so you get very clear about that. Clarity is a big piece of setting goals. And then you have another big difference, which is resolutions are often ongoing and they're kind of timeless, right? They don't really have a timeline or a deadline. So when you say, well, I want to get healthy, well, you don't want to stop being healthy. You want to continue that ongoing forever. So a resolution would be an ongoing thing, and there's not really a timeline or a deadline for it. A goal, on the other hand, has a definite timeline. It has an end point. When we talk about goals, and as I mentioned a second ago, they're measurable. There are things like you go, okay, well, if getting healthy means I want to exercise 3 times a week and I'm going to lose 10 pounds and I want to do it by the 1st of March. Well, that's all very measurable, right? And that has a timeline that goes with it. The measurable pieces are maybe in the amount of weight you want to lose, maybe in the amount of days a week you're going to commit to exercising, and in the timeline or the deadline, like I want to have this 10 pounds off by the 1st of March, right? So there's deadlines and timelines. Now, sorry, the dogs are barking. I had a feeling it was going to happen. I left them in the house today. And it looks like, the trash truck's here or something. Anyway, so why does this matter? Why does it matter that you know the difference between a resolution and a goal? And here's the kicker. If you just set resolutions, these are the reasons why usually people give up and they kind of quit and they fall back into their old patterns. But when you have goals attached to those resolutions, things can change for you and you can really have more success in sticking with and achieving what it is you set out to do for this year. So why does it matter? Well, first of all, clarity is extremely important, and having a plan to achieve success is a must. If you leave it to chance and circumstance, like things happen, stuff comes up, and you get off track. When things start to get hard or you start to feel overwhelmed, for example, with I want to get healthy, like things come up, you get busy, and the next thing you know, you're off track, right? So having a true plan, having something that's very specific and measurable, and you can see and clearly what it is you're wanting to do, the actions that you're going to be taking in order to achieve this goal that you have, it's really powerful in keeping you on track. So having the clarity to know, what do I really, really want? Like, what does getting healthy really, really mean to me? And I'm just using getting healthy as an example today because that is probably still to this day the number one resolution that people make. Or losing weight's another one. Financial freedom is another. Those are all really common and usually at the top of the list of people's resolutions. But it's an easy one to give an example with. So if I want to, know what I want to do, I got to be clear about it. I have to have clarity about where I want to go, what my goal is, and how I'm going to get there. And that's the plan piece. And when you really set a goal, when you set a good, solid goal and you have that plan, the actions that you need to take, and the timeline and what you're going to take them so you don't get off track. The other reason that having goals attached to your resolutions are so very, very important is, quite honestly, that deadline piece in a mindset way can be extremely powerful, because what happens when we don't have a deadline, when we don't say by a certain date I'm going to achieve this, it's really easy to put things off. It's easy to say, well, I'll start tomorrow, or well, I'll do this tomorrow. And as you all know, oftentimes tomorrow never comes, or you keep putting it off until tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. And the next thing you know, you're 3 months down the road into your new year and you haven't done anything to work towards achieving what it is you had set out to do for the year. So having deadlines, it keeps you accountable and it keeps you on track. And the other piece of it that's actually quite powerful in terms of your mindset is it actually makes your goal or your vision that you have for yourself, your dream, your resolution, we're going to call it a resolution right now, it makes it more manageable. Okay, because when we feel like, oh, I want to get healthy, and that's broad, and what does that really look like? And it can get overwhelming. When you think about, say you want financial freedom, but currently you're $30,000 in debt. Wow, that's overwhelming. And what happens when we get overwhelmed? We just give up. It's like, ugh, you know what, I can't do this. I don't know what to do. I'm stuck here. And we start to flounder. But when you set a deadline, and the thing about goals that's really powerful when you are setting them up, remember, a resolution is ongoing. So you say, I want financial freedom. Well, that's ongoing. You want that. You don't want that to change. But a goal, you can break them down and make them manageable. So you can say, by the end of March, I will have X amount of my debt paid off. And then you can start to put the plan in place. Okay, well, how am I going to do that? Where do I need to cut back? Where do I need to save? Where am I going to put that money that I save? And what debts am I going to pay down first? Where's my highest interest? You start measuring that and you start managing that, and it's more doable. And when things are more manageable and more doable and less overwhelming, you are more likely to stick with it. And the last thought there is that when you see success, when you break down your goals into smaller, more manageable pieces, and you see yourself hitting the mark, it's motivating because you're like, hey, I did it, right? So let's back to that health goal. I want to get healthy this year. And you set a goal to exercise 2 days a week consistently. And you start doing that, and your goal is by the end of February, I will be working out consistently every single week, 2 days a week, no matter what. And you're hitting that goal by the end of February, what happens? You go, I did it. I did it. This feels so good. I'm doing this and I'm sticking with it. And then you can set the goal. Well, then by the end of March, I'm going to go 3 days a week. And you can grow with your goal. And that's how you stick to your goals and achieve them. That's how you stick to your resolutions instead of letting them go by the wayside by the end of January. So if you love this today, I'd love to hear from you. Share your resolutions and your goals for this coming year. And just remember this, to make this year different and to stick with your resolutions, you really must attach goals to them. And I'd love to help you do that. So if you would like to, yesterday, I actually started a new challenge. It's called the Clarity and Commitment Challenge. It's a free program that I'm offering right now. All you have to do is sign up. So I'm going to give you the link in this post with this video today. Go there, sign up. All of the replays are going to be there for you, so you don't have to worry about the fact that we started yesterday. But get in now. Register for it. It's free, 7 days. I'm going to help you through all the things that you really need to be successful this year. And you know what? Resolving to change is a commitment. Your goals are where the clarity comes and where the action is. And that, my friends, is really the key to creating success for yourself this year. So thanks for joining me today. Until next time, this is Certified High Performance Coach Michelle Weimer. And bye for now.